They say you got some moves.
Got me turn you on?
Everybody. Hold on.
There we go. All right.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Good morning. I spoke at this breakfast a few years ago, and it's the first time I ever thought that I had a story to tell. So thank you guys for allowing me that time. Now that I'm an author, I've formed a bit of an accent, a bit of an Irish accent as well. Not really. But I will tell you, I had a little thing I was going to talk about, and this morning something happened to me where I'm just going to kind of freestyle and go off script. If you read my book, you'll know that I was charged with a sex crime when I was 18 years old. Not the coolest thing to be associated with. There's a massive amount of shame and guilt, and you feel horrible. You feel like a loser. You feel like someone that's accused of a sex crime. This morning, woke up at 4:30, thinking about what I was going to say today. By the way, I'm very impressed with you, man. We're going to get together. You're unbelievable. 21, my gosh. 5:15 this morning, this woman walks up to me with her son, and they're both crying, talking about my book, because her son is suicidal. He was also charged with sex crime. He's 28 years old, and we're having this talk about how you get through it. How do you get your mind on the other side of an accusation? And at that moment, a woman who I won't mention her name came up and was pushing a Popeye on us. And she won't let it go. Like, I gotta give you my Popeye. I gotta give you my Popeye. And I said, I'll get it later. We'll have a good conversation here. And she said, no, I gotta give you my Popeye. And I said, you know what? My parents died in a car wreck 2 days ago. Not true, by the way. And then we were both accused of a sex crime. And she goes, oh, that's great. That's great. So this is the market that I serve. And it was just an eye-opener to me that we all have business we're trying to push. But let this be the mastermind that we turn things around and receive someone else's gift and not keep pushing our own agenda or whatever it is that we want them to know about us. So I would really encourage you to just let this be the week, few days that you receive. And I think when you do that, you're in a different state of mind, the heart's different, you're open to receive. As I ended up coming back towards my hotel, you guys remember Pinkberry that was here. My son and I were there in 2016, and he loves watermelon. Really wanted the watermelon Pinkberry frozen yogurt. And we had planned to go the weekend we were here. Time just kept getting in our way. And so we were going to go 2:30 on the last day, that way there wouldn't be a line. And we went there, and I got this call from a Jackass client. I said, buddy, I got to take this call. Dad, we got to go to the airport. I said, I know. We'll get your Pinkberry, but I gotta do this real quick. And I talked to this bozo for about a half hour on the phone. Ended up terminating the transaction when I got home, and we didn't get to go to Pinkberry. And I've not been back here since it's been closed. And it hit me that, that moment, I'll never get that back with my son, because I was spending time with someone who didn't appreciate me, my value that I provided, or my time with my family. So the second thing is value your time, value who you're working with. It's amazing to me how much value we put in our job. When I was working with this bozo, I didn't do a good job of giving my value to him. And so, as much as I want to shame this man for calling me and getting in the way of Pinkberry, the truth is I didn't do a good job telling him what I do, how I do it, and where my boundaries are. my son was the one who suffered the consequences from it. So I want you guys to go back home, really understand what our value is and how we relay that to our clients. 10 years ago, my mom brought me to Mastermind. I had no money. I was living in her basement with my wife and son, super sexy. And we had no money. We were just starting to take peak producers. You've seen my story, you know what that's about. And this event hits a lot different when you have no money. A lot different. And I'm going to go into this event like I'm broke because I want to learn and grow and go to the next level. The book that I wrote is amazing. I've sold over 1,700 books. I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails from people saying, you know, it's helped them with this, it's helped them with that, it's helped them with this. This book took me about 3 years to get through. Really, it took me about 6 months to write. But there was all this self-doubt that said, my story, whatever. No one needs to hear this. I'm ashamed to share this part of it. And the truth is, all of us have something to share. We all have a story. Mine just happens to be in paperback that you can buy for $16.09.
It's on your
Yeah.
flyer.
But we all have a story. And I think the faster we share our story, the more vulnerable we are, the more it's going to help people. I think that for me, it was this event. That particular one was peak. I remember Brian was talking about going through the pipe and going through, you and I'll talk, you're like, what pipe? What are you talking about? But in Shawshank Redemption, there's the part where he's going through the pipe and he only has that one thing, which is a bag of clothes he's taking with him. And for me, it was just an eye-opener to say, wow, this is my life. Like I was accused of something I didn't do. I have all of this baggage I'm taking with me, but why am I taking it with me? It's not mine. I've had a 30-year mental sentence, an emotional sentence for something I didn't even do, so I got to start shaking this loose. And that was what started me writing my book and telling my story. And I wish I would have done it long ago because I look at myself differently now, not that I'm an author, and you guys feel sorry for the way you ate. When you're an author, like I had organic eggs this morning. You guys didn't get that, I did. My salt was from a mine in India. You guys didn't get that either. It's because I'm an author. Yeah. The truth is, we have to be vulnerable with one another. The gentleman that James was talking about was my neighbor. I was washing my car, and I was windows down, doors were open, and I'm playing my voicemail, and James says, "I love you, man." My neighbor came over, who's, I get my nails done. He's a hunter and gatherer type guy. And we're not on that level. And he came over and he said, dude, what is up with this? And he and I are very close. I went through some crazy stuff this last year. And more than anyone from my church, my small group at church, my good circle of friends, this guy that heard James' voicemail supported me more than any other man outside my family. And it's because of the voicemail that you overheard. You've got to be vulnerable with one another. That's really all I've got. I just want to encourage you all to be open, receive. Don't just start pushing these things on people. I love all the pop-ups. I'm not saying that. But I think there's a lot of new people here. And I truly believe in a lot of the people that I've been talking to over the last 6 to 8 months. There's a lot of people who emotionally it's their first time again. Because we all have COVID hangover. All of us do. No matter how we navigated it, all of us are messed up for a pit. We're trying to get through this thing. And Tanya and I live in Portland. That's a circus. It's a circus. And so I wasn't kidding about the meth. You guys have a connection. We can hook you up. It's wild there. But coming out of this pandemic, we need to do a better job of loving on people, sharing our testimony, sharing how we love on people. I was at a dinner the other night with Dennis Waitley, if you guys know who he is, a legend. And I was curious, and I asked if I could go. It's just someone that I knew that was there, and absolutely go. And ended up talking to a gentleman who was the assistant basketball coach for the Clippers and the Celtics. And in November, I just got confirmed that I'm a realtor. I love your referrals, but I'm trying to turn this into a speaking career as well. And I'm freestyling today, so don't get too excited. But I'm going to be speaking to the Boston Celtics in November. And it was just from, I've got game too. I can shoot real well. It was just from believing that I could be at this dinner. You know, the old Ben would have just said, oh, it's Dennis Waitley, it's this person, it's this person. But just truly believing that you belong. It took me 4 years to go to my first James and Russ breakfast because I was intimidated by all of the faces that were at the table. And I didn't feel like I belonged. Which is just a stupid thought. Because, again, man, 21 years old, you're so far ahead of where you even think you are. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Necklace swag, are you ready? I don't know if you can do my Michael Jackson move, but you're really all right. So, that's all I've got. I truly love you guys. Love you ladies differently, but I love you dudes. But I just want to encourage you to open up, be vulnerable, because you never know who is out there and who needs you. We have a Zoom group that we do once a month. We'd love to have you on if you're interested. It's a pretty awesome group of people. We started doing it during COVID, and it was good. It was really good. And there was one guy, Brian Kincannon, who just very vulnerably said, you know what, I've been suicidal. And we all became a virtual family that day. It was incredible. It was because Brian was vulnerable. So that's all I got. James, thank you much. Russ, thank you much.
Okie dokie, while we are waiting for a ladder, can everybody come forward? We're going to do a group photo right here in front of the fireplace. Yep. So the ladder is, what I'm told, on the way. And it'll be interesting because my wife is going to climb the ladder.
Yeah, so why we do this is because the first breakfast,
we have insurance.
we were so excited, we were like pumped up and stuff, and then it all finished, and we're like,